All right, Silly Sammy podcast episode 3. It's been a few days. I spent, what we do? We did Friday, Saturday, and then left Sunday at the goat farm to see everyone get more pictures and play with the baby goats because they're so cute. I like them. And yeah, they're just adorable. My favorite was its name is Monkey. It was the smallest, so it was three boys from Monet, and each baby goat has to be named with the same letter as the mom. So M for Monet, and the first one that came out was this tiny little guy. Diana was looking at it. Oh, he's got a little monkey face, and so they are like, "That's his name's Monkey now." Which is a absolutely fitting name. So great, such a great name. And then right after that, a huge baby goat came out, and they're like, "Oh, that's Mammoth right there." And then the other one they named Mao, and so Monkey 4 pounds, Mammoth 11 pounds, and Mao is 8 pounds, so that's pretty cool. But Monkey was my favorite because he's just everyone played with him right away, so he kind of just follows people around, which is pretty cool. So when I first saw him, he's so cute, such a little goat, and yeah, he just was following me around, and then he got cold, and then they put a little blankie on him, so he looked like a little. Like he had a little cape on. It was pretty cute, and yeah, that was fun. I like the farm. It's very very fun. I do feel when I'm there, I don't feel like the urge to do a podcast episode. I tried it. Those are the missing episodes that are still on my phone, but I haven't done anything with them. I sat in my Jeep and I closed the door and I set my little tripod and phone up like I'm doing right now and recorded a few episodes, but it just was like, meh, it didn't seem right. But anyway, I'm in Louisiana right now. I'm in Morgan City on my way. Sunday, I'll be heading to Lafayette, little place outside of Lafayette, and that's where I'll be staying at an eco village, and it'll be my next kind of transition on. I'm really just like figuring shit out. I don't know. I look at the world and I look at our society and I look at how things go, and it's just like this big machine, and everyone's like trapped in it, and I just look at them like, why are you doing that? Like, it doesn't make sense. And I see all these things and I'm trying to make sense, like if you have no clue or anything, this has been an eye opener for me. There's two websites. There is workaway.info. It costs $42 a year to set up your profile. You don't even have to do that. You can just go there and look at it and see everyone, every host in every country you've ever thought of going to, and you can just look through it. There's like no pressure at all to sign up for a profile. If you see anything you want, you can sign up for a profile. And that's really what I did. I was just like $40. It was nothing. And then there's the WWOOF, Worldwide Organic Organized Farms. I should check that. Hold on. Okay, I Googled it. Worldwide opportunities on organic farms or willing workers on organic farms. That, I think, yeah, that's cool. Like, they have two. That's funny. Anyway, that one, $40 a year. connects. It's just like an online community. You have to figure everything out, like travel and whatnot. So yeah, I was down in Florida, and I found the goat farm on Workaway, and I was like, and then I like, it's like everywhere they had notes is like woofers do this. I'm like, what the hell is a woofer? And then that's how I learned about the WWOOF. Anyway, crazy thing. You can literally get out of high school, ask for $40 from your parents, and do this instead of going to college. You can just get your hands-on experience on farms all across the world. You can find stuff local in other states, and across if you want to go somewhere across the world, you got to get yourself a passport, and you got to figure out the visas. The work visas, they're different in every country, but you're doing volunteer work. And like people coming to United States on this, the United States work visa requires at least minimum wage to be paid for some activities. I don't know. There's stuff there. But yeah, I mean, if you just do this locally where you're at, you can find somewhere and learn a shitload of information and potentially get paid too. It's not going to be like some grand slam, but you have like no expenses. So it's way better in college. It's like in college, I learned everything for my first job just in my free time. I was just so intrigued with software development and programming, and I wanted to make a website. My first website I made was bookticker.com, and I decided to get a normal job instead of pursuing that, and I don't know how that would have turned out. And it doesn't really matter, but I learned all the shit to do that website, as well as work my job in my free time. I just kind of, through class, I was introduced to some things. And, at the college I was at, the program that I switched to for information technology, web programming, databases, all that fun stuff, was cut short. They got rid of the program. So before that happened, I had to like test out of all my classes. So I pretty much had all my basics covered at my junior year. And then my senior year is just all general classes to fill in the gaps of the requirements, which are stupid, but yeah, everything I did at that job I already had known and learned myself. And same with photography today. I didn't go to a photography school. People ask me that all the time. Oh, where'd you go to school for photography? I'm like, fucking YouTube. It's all there. Yeah. I'll shoot props out to Tony Northrup because he's the guy that got me going. Just to understand the basic mechanics of a camera and the exposure triangle, your ISO, shutter speed, and aperture, and depth of field, and learning all those, everything. I don't care what it is. Everything from beekeeping to zookeeping has its own compact group of words, like nomenclature. And beekeeping, you have nuke crates, and those go in nuke boxes. And if you don't know what those are, you don't know anything about beekeeping. You just have to spend a little bit of time to figure out the wording. And I don't know where I was going with that. I think it's funny everything has that, and you just pick up on that. With photography, a lot of people, what's aperture? That you learn aperture. It's also f-stops, and a wide aperture has a low f-stop number, and there's just a bunch of words. And if you learn those for different things, it gives you an advantage because you can talk shop to the different things. I did a lot of time in the oil field, and I have just a wide array of words and processes that go on there that are just hanging out in my memory that I can pull up whenever I come across anyone talking about oil field work. You're pigging the line, and there's all sorts of pigs. You have sizing pigs, you have foam pigs, you have bullet pigs. Yeah, that's just one thing, and it's weird. It's good to know. It's fun. It's fun. It gives you just the ability to talk with people who do that every day, and it's a good way to make others comfortable with you for whatever you're doing. If and that's why I see a benefit in this woofing. I'm gonna call it that because I like the sound of it. If you want to be a woofer instead of go to college, I think there's just lots and lots of benefits if you have any interest at all in the organic farm community. And it varies. Like, it's all over the place. And workaway is even broader. Some of it might be, hey, just take care of my dog and feed yourself with what I have in the fridge and watch it while I go travel to Hawaii. Yeah, just stay in my Florida apartment for 2 months while I go do this thing. And that's another thing. That's 2 months where you don't have rent, so it's why I keep bringing up college is because college you get just this ridiculous amount of debt, and you have just it's a pain in the ass to knock out that debt. And I'm fortunate to have loving parents and having worked in the oil field that paid a lot of money to where college debt, I was able to get rid of it relatively early in my age. But looking at it now, there's a lot of challenges. You can go bankrupt, but you still have that college debt, and I think that's just retarded. That's ridiculous. I can't. Like going bankrupt, and then you still get that. That's just like kicking you while you're down. That's not cool. That's not cool. I don't like that. And yeah, so you could just go hop on a farm right after high school and see if you like it. You can learn a lot of stuff there. At least you get the nomenclature down on what words they use and how they do things. And you can carry that on with you, and you get, most places give you a stipend if you stay there long enough. And it's good. You get to work, you get to meet new people, you get to hear other people's stories. The age range is wide. At the Serenity Acres, the youngest was a gal sailor, awesome, awesome gal, and she was 20. And I don't know the age of the oldest, but it was up there. So you have like this whole range, and everyone's working together, and there's a lot of good information and stories there. It's pretty cool stuff. And I really see that as something people do, you know. Three to 5 years from now, it's gonna be like the hype. It's gonna be like, oh, everyone's like, you're not fucking woofing after high school. What are you doing? I see that. I really believe it. Just what, it's my experience with it and what I've seen. So anyway, that workaway site. I found one on in Louisiana, and it was an eco village. And I saw a little bullet point they needed help with the website. I was like, oh, I can do that. I'm good at that. That's in my wheelhouse. And I sent them a message. Didn't know if I'd get a response or anything, and I got a phone call, and they're like, "Hey, well, we have two volunteers right now who were working on a website, and they're leaving, and it's on their account. It's not fully done. I'm not quite ready for it." And she's like, "Well, guess who I just got an email from?" And so it's like, yeah, come, it's like, come here on the 23rd. And, well, that was my date. It's like, when do you want to come? I'm like, what? It's like, oh, 2 weeks from now. And that happened to be the 23rd at the time. So we'll go see what that's all about. And it should be fun. The gal is very interesting. I texted her, I'm here in Louisiana, and she gave me all these places to check out in the area where I'm at. And, I'm in Morgan City, and there's a lot of cool stuff down here. So she said, go here, go here, go here. Oh, and if you see pelicans, take pictures so I can paint them. Because she's an artist, she likes painting, and she doesn't have a professional camera, so I can help her out there too, which is exciting. That's just like, I didn't even, I knew she was an artist. I didn't know she was a painter until today. So that's really cool. I can help her out there. I can give her pictures that she can paint, and that, if that's pretty cool to play off of each other's inspiration. I think that's really neat. So tomorrow I'm gonna find somewhere to go look for pelicans and get some pictures of that, and that'll be fun. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this unfolds. Everything's unfolding interestingly. I'm very happy that cool, happy, nice people are coming into my life, and negative, depressed, struggling people are falling out of my life, and that's a good thing. That means I'm on my path. That's normal, and I'm happy about that. It's cool. So it's just, I don't know. I'm still waiting for the last bad thing to end, but I haven't heard anything. So I don't know. That's losing my little gig with the hydrovac company, and we'll see. I was straightforward. I just wanted to get everything documented. Like, hey, here's my terms. Like, you can do this, and we'll call it good. And I haven't heard anything, so whatever. And yeah, that's what's going on. I'm just hanging out in Louisiana. It's been cloudy and lots of bugs, lots of mayflies, and yeah, midges, midge flies, and crane flies all over. So that's what I've been photographing. I went to the jungle gardens today in Avery Island, Louisiana. And if you ever look at a bottle of Tabasco sauce, that is on the label. And I was going there to look at the jungle gardens, and I discovered that Tabasco is made there, and it just blew my mind. The air in the whole area, it smelled spicy. It smelled just like Tabasco sauce, and I was like, that's weird. And it was so cool. And the gardens are interesting. It's a lot of swampland. I saw 3 gators. They were little ones. One was okay size, still small. Nothing like what I saw in the Everglades last year. And lots of azaleas and camellias. I believe that's the flower name. Yeah, and they don't like cameras there. There's like a $50 fee for a photo shoot. I didn't ask what the hell that entailed. I just didn't take pictures other than with my phone. So I mostly just went around recording video like I usually do, and just not so many pictures. I did have my camera with me in my backpack. I didn't come across too many things where I wanted my full macro setup anyway. I did come across a cute tiny tree frog hopping through the land on the dead leaves on the ground. I was like, he's just tiny. He was maybe 3/4 of an inch long, maybe a little smaller, and it was just cute. And he had like a little black spot around one of his eyes. And that video I posted on TikTok, and someone was like, it looks like a pirate. I was like, yeah, pirate frog. That's funny. And I saw this itty bitty grasshopper. Yeah, I was trying to see if I could get a hold of it to even consider taking a picture of it, and it could jump really far for as small as it was. And right by the grasshopper, there was a wolf spider running around. And on one of the red poles, they kind of look like the Chinese architecture with the red pole and then the little swoopy peak that was leading to the Buddha temple. Yeah, there's like this little tiny temple on this hill structure. It's interesting looking, and there's a giant Buddha encased in like this glass building, which is really cool. Anyway, so that's kind of the theme of the architecture. And then one of those little red beam thingies I saw a cool jumping spider hopping around. And I'm pretty sure it was a mama jumping spider because there was a bunch of egg sacs at the top of it, and that was cool. And I just enjoyed them. I feel sometimes that I'm overly connected to my camera, where I feel like if I don't have my camera, I can't enjoy myself. So I want to try and do more of just enjoying and appreciating things, and not necessarily always thinking about taking pictures. It's a weird thing. I don't know if that's right. It's just fun to go see that. I like sharing that. And I really do like getting a good picture of a bug, so I can really see the bug, and then share it so you can really see the bug and appreciate it. So I do like that. I always have just that itch to have my camera, and then being in a place where it's like, no cameras. I'm sure they would have been fine if I would have asked. So, yeah, it was fun. It was relaxing. It was an hour drive away, which isn't too bad. And it was fun. Nice little place. Really, the thing that excited me the most was the whole fact that Tabasco is made there. I had no idea. I had zero idea at all. And then I was looking at the labels. I called my mom and I was like, "Do you have any Tabasco sauce?" Because I wanted to see if hers also said Avery Island, Louisiana. I'm sure it does. That's just crazy. So I'm pretty happy I got to see where that's made. That's fun. And on the actual podcast itself, the audio, I'm working on it. So I have episode 1 and 2 just on my YouTube. And here's episode 3. I did get my cloud formation template to work, and I'm happy about that. And I just have to look at a few things, because how I have it set up is you would use actually a code commit repository, which is Git. If you're not familiar with any of that, it is, think of it as change control, so version history, maybe a better way to put it. If you make a change to something, you would log that change. And if anyone else changed that same thing, they would be able to see your changes and you would be able to see theirs. So it's a version control system is what they call it, and that lets you, for simple terms, like put a text document in this central location, and you have a copy of that, and then anyone else working on that same file has a copy of it. And when you make a change, you send it to the repository. You say, I made this change, you save it, and it goes out to the remote. If someone else saved it before you did, so I feel like I sound silly when I explain this, but if you make a change and someone else already made that change, it would be like, nope, you can't change that. You got to make sure you're cool with their change and it works with your change, and then you get to see what they did and add it into your document, and then you're good. Yeah, it's weird. So, like, let's say you started with Quick Brown Fox and you saved it and sent it out there, and then someone else said jumps over the fence, and if you were to type in the Quick Brown Fox chased a rabbit and you went to send that to the repository, it would be like, oh, there's a conflict. It says the Quick Brown Fox jumped over the fence, and you're like, well, it ate the rabbit. So you could override their change with yours. It's just, and then they would be able to see that you did that, and then you could just talk about it. It's just a transparency thing. Very, very important in code programming, especially. Anyway, that's how I have the podcast Amazon template set up. So the CloudFormation template sets up everything. The hosted website where your RSS feed will live, and a Git repository where you would modify your file. And then every time you make changes to that file, it would deploy. So I just want to look at a few things to see pricing of the repository, because ideally you would commit each episode, the MP3 file, into that repository, and those get pretty big. My hour-long ones are about, it was 400 megabytes or something like that. I was pretty shocked with the size, and that could get stressful on the resources. So I just want to make sure that's the best way, or figure out an easy way to do it. Something simple. That's the most cost effective. Anyway, I'm happy it worked. So it spun up everything I needed. So I just have to check the costs and make sure, because I don't want to give out something that ends up costing you a ton of money. Which that's the fun thing about cloud computing, is you can easily spend a lot more than you realize because it's so easy to do things. Oh shit, I didn't know it costs that much. But yeah, I'll get that figured out and add that, because that's really the thing. Yeah, I like doing this with the recording my video and throwing it on YouTube. That's easy. It's just like bam. I want to make the podcast that easy. Just like boom. And I want to make it so easy that I just point it to my YouTube. And then it just extracts the audio from the YouTube. And then that'd be great, actually, thinking about it right now. An auto podcast from your YouTube. I had another idea to build podcasts from YouTube anyway, because I don't know about you, but a lot of YouTube videos, I literally just play the video, put my phone in my holster while the screen's still on playing the video, and I just listen to the audio in my AirPod. And that works great. So I had that idea. So maybe I can do like the reverse of that, and then you could just build your podcast off YouTube videos, because that's free storage on YouTube, and you could leverage it that way. Even if you could make it if you didn't want your video out there for whatever reason, I don't know why you wouldn't if you're starting a podcast. So I think that's a great approach, and it gets you to record yourself. And if you're self-conscious, you could put your hand over the camera or a picture or something, and yeah, you could just record your audio and then have some stock photo as like the background, whatever. It's just out there on YouTube too, and there you go. So whether you want to record a video or not is up to you. And then that could just be the thing. It's like, okay, here's my podcast, and yeah, just get it to where I could automate all that to where it would build your RSS feed and everything. And all you would have to do is tell it what your YouTube video URL is, and you could probably get crazy and I'll look into that. That's cool, because you could get it to where I'm betting you could send a notification every time you posted a video. You could probably do it through IFTTT. If this, then that. It is a very cool free website that has just so many neat random things you can do. Anyway, you could trigger the YouTube every time you uploaded a YouTube video to send it to the Amazon, and it would automatically just download the audio and update and publish the RSS feed. And then that would if I understand how everything works right, iTunes subscribes to your RSS feed when you make your iTunes channel. Same with Spotify, same with iHeartRadio, all those things, whatever you're using. There's so many different ones now, and you would have your central feed. So all you would have to do is record your podcast and upload it to YouTube, and you're done. I like that. That'd be easy. And yeah, if you don't want to upload to YouTube, then that's your thing. Then maybe this isn't the solution for you. I think it's easy. It's easy. I like easy. I wanna have to fuck with it. That's why every time I post on Instagram, I have that auto post to Facebook. I should care about Facebook a little more. I just see more Instagram and then TikTok, and I'm sure something else will come up. Just the way the generations go, because a lot of kids will be like, "Oh, you use Facebook, you oldie." It's like, hey, I remember being in college and my, in the dorm I was in, a gal that I hung out with, she just ran into my room and she's like, "You ever heard of Facebook?" And I was like, "What's a Facebook?" And yeah, so showed me it on my computer and was like, "Okay, sign up for." That was back when you had to have a college email address to sign up for it too, which they obviously got rid of. And yeah, I was on there. It's like, this is cool, I guess. And I think I made and deleted my Facebook account 3 times, and now I have one, and it's just to give me access to the business tools to run ads and build out my business profiles on Instagram. I don't deal with Facebook as much. I should. I think would be a good thing. I don't know. My Facebook page is okay. I can get it better if I focus on it. It's just whatever you focus on. And if you look at my Instagram, I focus on that the most. And while my TikTok has more followers, my Instagram has more. I'm trying to think of the word. It has more genuine followers, I believe. I really feel like I have a connection with a lot of my followers. I know their names. We comment on each other's stuff, and it feels better. On TikTok, it's so easy to follow people, and it's just completely different. So it's not even comparing apples to apples. It's like comparing a grape to a pineapple. They're two completely different things. They are both social medias or fruits in the comparison, but completely different. And my little bubble freezing video on TikTok got me a lot of followers on Instagram and TikTok, and they all work together in their own way. TikTok is very cool specifically in one area, and that is they allow you to share to any other social media platform, because if you look at Instagram, you're very restricted on what platforms you can share to easily. Same with Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. It's all like, they're like, "Come to me, you stay on my platform." And whereas TikTok is like, "We love everybody, fucking send it everywhere." And your content does better if it gets shared multiple times to different places. So if someone on TikTok shares your post on their Instagram and their Twitter and their Facebook, that's makes your video do way better, and it's cool. So that's why I see big things with TikTok, is how open and friendly they are, and it's very wholesome content. You can, if you've never used it, you can install it and you'll be like, "Wow, I just spent an hour on this," because it's just, for the most part, nice, easygoing content. Funny, carefree, wholesome, and it's nice. It's really nice, and it's a refresher from if you're looking at a lot of bad things, you can get on that and get hooked for a bit because you're like, wow, this is fun. It feels fun, and that's cool. I think we'll see more of that. More fun, better things. And yeah, so there we go. I'll keep this one a little shorter. That's episode 3 of the podcast. I just wanted to make one. I said bye to the baby goats. I'm in Louisiana and I'm going to an eco village, and we'll see how that goes. And in the meantime, before I go there, I'm just running around exploring Louisiana and taking pictures where I can of whatever I find. And it's fun. So, Silly Sammy Podcast, episode 3. Sammy out.